See if it works.
We are live on Twitch. My audio sounds good. How about yours, sir?
It sound okay? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Sounds great.
All right.
All right. So, funny little story. I had originally planned on bringing a button up today because it's going to get cold tonight.
Yeah.
That's why I brought a coat that is in my car, which I didn't bring in, which is stupid of me.
Okay.
But I was going to wear a button up, and I put the button up on, and I was all excited for it because I was like, I'm going to look, all nice and proper on the podcast and everything. And then I recognized it was green, more green than the other one, and went, hey, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I just put a t-shirt on.
Pretty soon in the podcast, we're just going to have that dragon on your chest.
That would be really cool, though.
Put it in.
When are we going to make... We can't make merch with that dragon. I wish we could.
Right.
But we gotta get on some merch. I actually got a deal the other day, which I should not be talking about right now. This is the pre-show. I'm not going to say another word.
All right.
I got an email talking about mugs. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
I haven't signed anything yet, so I can say that much.
Okay.
Mugs would be cool. Also haven't looked into it yet to know how much it's going to cost, but mugs would be cool.
It would be. It would be very interesting.
All right, so we're live everywhere there. Let me send the Discord message.
All right, send it out.
And then I'll send out the tweet.
I'm gonna look at these notes. This was the character origin one. Character races.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking through it. Just looking at notes. We're delving into it.
Tonight we talk.
What?
One D&D.
Yes.
For the next hour or so.
You got it? Send it off. It's good.
Go. There we go. Now we're cooking with grease.
Okay. All right.
Now I can scoot up to the mic.
There you go. All right.
Okay. It feels weird not to have like monsters talk about it.
Right. We've talked about them for so long.
Okay. Everything's been sent out, so we should be good there. Everyone should now know that we're live.
All right. All right. That's what's public there.
Yes. Thank goodness. I was so terrified it was going to break again.
But it didn't.
Also, like, real quick, talking about weather while we're in the pre-show. Isn't it strange that, like, it's been, like, 60 degrees the last couple of days, and then today was 85?
Yeah, it jumped back up. It should be.
It's going to get cold again tonight, though.
Yeah, the night's going to be.
So, like.
It's that time of year. The days are going to be pleasant. The nights are going to be cold.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which means that in my house, the weather and the temperature are absolutely bonkers because it's going to be very hot all day, so it stays warm at night.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm messed up right now as compared to normal pre-shows.
Why is that?
My normal pre-show discussion, I always have like something to talk about, right?
Yeah.
But the one I found today, I have pegged for Tuesday because it's gaming related.
Okay.
And so now I'm just desperately trying to fill the void.
All right.
For pre-show discussion.
Well, let's talk about let's see. We'll talk about the where are we gonna start with this D&D 1 stuff? With the races?
I figured we would, yeah.
Okay. I'm breaking it down.
I'm gonna need paperwork too. Oh, that's just the classes, isn't it?
Yeah, so I got this printed off. I got both these printed off. I got character origins, and then that's the expert classes.
Okay.
So I was just looking over at the beginning of these. It's got some very interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Sue. Magical.
Yeah, it's actually funny because I thought that, we would have so little to talk about with these when it first happened. But now looking back over it, it's like, there's a lot of stuff to discuss.
Yeah.
Put that right there for now.
Right. I think the backgrounds are really interesting. I don't know. The whole set of it is.
All What do you think? You think we go ahead and...
Yeah, it's good, dude. Let's do it.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum D&D podcast. My name is Trey.
And Rungren?
And we don't have monsters to talk about tonight.
No.
Because we finished Mordekainen's.
Yes. Last week.
So instead we have UA to talk about on our Arcana.
Yeah. Was official, unofficial.
Twitch didn't show us you were on. Oh no.
Well,
we are here. We are live and we are cooking with grease.
I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. All right.
So, One D&D was, even the circle wasn't there. Really? Come on now, Twitch. One D&D is weird. It's, hey, instead of a new edition, we're going to make what will be the standard moving forward, but we're going to release it in chunks as Unearthed Arcana so people can talk about their thoughts on it, we can collect feedback, and then we can give you like the defined version of it. But we don't know when we're getting the third chunk of it, when we're getting the defined version of it. So it kind of just feels like regular Unearthed Arcana right now.
Yeah.
While also nebulously being 6th edition.
Yeah. Looking over these characters, I'm sticking with the character origins right here.
Yeah.
And how they set up. It's like they erase certain stuff in 5th edition, but keep the rest of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's more like a big thing of erratas, you know?
Yeah.
Like fix stuff.
Also, just real quick, viewers, I know this is going to sound weird, given that we riff off each other all the time. Forgive us if we're a little rusty. We talked about Mordekainen's for 34 weeks. I looked it up. It was 34 weeks. So forgive us if we're a little rusty on the D&D podcast with this. That's a long time.
Well, we've looked over this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't dove deep into it.
Yeah.
Because we were going through Mordekainen's until we got onto this. So, in the first one, which character origins, all right, we've got inside you'll find the following content. So this is stuff that changed, right? Character races, backgrounds, starting languages, feats, and then a rules glossary. So that's like a big paintbrush across there, right?
Can I ask at this point, do you think any of that stuff needed to be changed? Because I feel like that's the big question that's come up around 1D&D is why? And personally, I like almost everything done in 1D&D. I don't like everything, but I like almost everything.
I don't know. I think on the creator side, they want to balance it out and give as much freedom as possible.
Right.
And that's hard, you know. That's not easy. I don't know that anything necessarily needed to be changed. But then again, I'm coming across from another edition, you know.
Right.
Coming to 5th edition.
And I guess for me, it's just that 5th edition is so malleable. But I've realized that for most people, they don't play 5th edition that way. We play 5th edition of, hey, somebody wants to do something. The rules don't technically allow them to do it, but they give a reasonable representation of how they would do it.
Yeah.
We're going to find a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
But most people don't play D&D that way. Most people are strict adhere to the rules of 5th edition. And 1D&D does fix some of that, I think. But when we compare 5th edition to things like 1st edition, 2nd edition, 3.5, 4th edition, I'm so sorry. Weather change. 5th edition is so much more open than any of those editions were.
Yeah.
That it almost didn't feel like we needed a change.
No. Yeah, it does make me wonder what they're trying to address.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the stuff it's tough because some of the things are just, hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
But you are looking at power level. I like the going through here. I find the backgrounds really interesting.
Yeah,
where you're going to get feat with your background as well. It's your background that gives you your ability scores.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
To that. your skill proficiencies, your tool proficiency, a language, and a feat.
Yeah.
Of that. They do a language. I don't know. What are the rules on language now? How many? You were just told how many languages you
Yeah,
have,
each
right?
race has a certain number of languages they can get unless you choose specific origins.
Yeah.
And then those specific origins give you a set number of languages. And it's almost always just 2.
Yeah. See, it used to, I remember, like, second edition, that was past 18, you got an additional language.
Yeah.
So there's your attributes help that way.
Language is weird in 5e. And that's one of the things I hope they fix in 1D&D. Because it almost feels like languages are worthless in 5e. Because there's so many of them. You say, well, we're going to be doing a mainly goblin campaign. It's like, okay, but the DM doesn't tell you that they're going to step up from goblins to hobgoblins at level 5.
Yeah.
Well, you took goblin.
Yeah.
Hobgoblins might speak goblin, but they also speak hobgoblin.
Yeah.
So then goblin could be completely useless after level 5, and you can't just change out a language, and most DMs aren't going to give you opportunities to learn more. Because you're not going to have a situation where you have a chance to learn it.
Yeah,
Same thing with weapon proficiencies, right? Whereas in previous editions, those were things you could learn in towns.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, because like second edition was very strict on that. With your weapon proficiency, you pick 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I think maybe if you're a fighter a certain level, you'd have 3 or 4.
Yeah.
At a time. So yeah, and that was very strict on like, okay, no, it's a long sword.
Right.
That I'm working with, as opposed to, hey, anything with a blade.
Right.
So yeah.
For me, the way I would fix that with 1D&D is I would have like groupings of languages. Like Draconic would no longer just be dragons, dragonborn. It would be all dragon types. Like kobolds right now can speak Draconic, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, they also speak Goblin.
Yeah.
I would just have it, hey, anything that is Draconic speaks Draconic. Anything that is Goblinoid, hobgoblins, goblins, fey creatures that are goblinoid in stature, like gnomes. I would go ahead and have, and maybe go ahead and let them have Gnovish, but they speak goblinoid as part of that big group.
Yeah.
So then if you take goblinoid, it's good for all of those situations.
Yeah.
But that's just me. That's not a perfect fix.
No.
Because it also reveals, like, it removes some of the identity. But
yeah. But you were talking about, I almost feel like that's a little bit cheeky on the DM's part, going from, not necessarily cheeky on the DM's part, but going from the goblins to hobgoblins.
Yeah.
And you're limited on language that way. But Faith brought up, we play. Now, we're very lucky that we get to play a lot.
Yeah.
And so over a number of sessions, things can work.
Yeah.
That is one way we get around it. But there is a lot of languages, and they fit. I guess, just make common more prolific.
Yeah.
Everything speaks common.
Yeah. Or have it where, hey, I speak Celestial, but I don't know, maybe just an uncommon magic item that can convert one language into another once a day.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, I speak Celestial, this thing speaks Abyssal, I can convert it once a day.
Yeah.
Maybe I just need to come up with some homebrew.
You know what? You know what? We need to just have fishes that you put in your ear.
Yeah.
And you'll understand.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
I agree. And maybe comprehend languages needs to be like an AoE group-wide thing that's concentration.
That's a neat thought, yeah.
Where now it gives value to languages suddenly, instead of combining languages are certainly way more important, but you want to have a caster that can use comprehend languages as a concentration so everybody gets it that's in the area. Because right now, comprehend languages is a really powerful spell, but it's almost useless if you have a group. Because all it's going to take is, hey, I see that dragon over there, and he's speaking a language we don't understand. I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes and cast comprehend language as a ritual. Oh, the barbarian just attacked it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mean to just drive us down languages here. I'm just talking when we're looking at a new edition of the game.
Yeah.
I think it's important for us to look at everything, because that's what I'm afraid they're not doing. And that's one of my few problems with 1D&D because of some of the stuff with DMs critting and things like that.
Well, it's some of the stuff I think really kind of changes D&D, like going the spell list now. Going
yes,
to
absolutely.
arcane, and what was the other one?
Don't remember, but I think it's in this one, isn't it? Expert classes.
Yeah, it might have some stuff in both of them.
Primal, Arcane, and Divine.
Primal, arcane, and divine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of. I mean, that's kind of a. I mean, yeah, that kind of helps on playing side.
Yeah.
When you're looking at opens up a lot of options to spells. You probably wouldn't have to. There's not a spell you can't get.
Right. For sure.
There's some way to get it, but yeah, it does open them up a little bit more. It kind of puts them down to. But then yeah, you kind of sterilize the specialized school.
Right.
Like an evocation wizard's not, you know.
And now it's just arcane magic.
Yeah, no, it's just arcane magic.
And I do think I don't mean to just blitz past backgrounds giving feats now.
Yeah.
And ability scores and languages, because I think that is a great way to do that. I think that one of the biggest problems that most people had, including myself, with some of the recent changes to races, is it makes it where some races are just kind of worthless. But now instead your race is flavor with your background.
Yeah.
So your background is who you are. Your race is just a cool thing you get to do.
Yeah.
Will it fix things like Lakitha? Probably not. But it'll make it a lot more reasonable to play a lot of the classes or a lot of the races than, hey, now I don't have that cool thing that makes being an Aarakocra better because the fly speed's been nerfed. Or, hey, now Hobgoblin's not the way that I like Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
You know, but now it's just flavor for the most part.
Yeah.
And some people are going to hate that.
True.
Some people are going to prefer, hey, no, I want the race to be what's special and the background to be just whatever flavor.
Yeah.
But I like it being the other way around because I think that makes RP way better.
Well, yeah, it builds towards that. You've got built-in, a built-in character.
Yeah.
And something special about you from that built-in.
Right.
What you're going by the time you finished off little one. So there's some value in that.
Mm-hmm.
I think character creation is going to be it's going to be a lot funner.
Yeah.
And the problem is on this, and that let's just say all of this is absolutely great.
Yeah.
Starting up, I don't know that they really help the upper level problem any.
That's definitely true.
I think it just made where the game was like with these, to me, it's like, okay, the sweet spot of the game was 5 to 10, 5 to 8 maybe.
Yeah.
Right. That's people were doing cool stuff, all that. That it was a sweet spot to run, to play, all that. And it's like now they try to back it up to where, can we get 1 to 8?
Yeah.
Now. And then
sure, yeah, maybe it's better to have that bigger variance, but what about above that, man?
Yeah. Because at 4th level, let's say you want to do, you want to be the guy that stands in the way. You want to be the polearm master and sentinel, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, by D&D 1,
you can do that.
Yeah, you by 4th level.
Mm-hmm.
At 4th level, you'll be ready for that.
Yep.
And
the main part of your build is complete.
Right. You got it done. I mean, other feats are flavor after that. So there's a little bit of power creep, which is cool. I think that's, I mean, you could do it by, if you took variant human, you could still do it by 4/4, I guess.
It also allows us to have cooler low-level encounters, right? Because now that the players are going to be stronger at lower level, we're able to do more with monsters at lower level. The problem is we still, like you said, haven't fixed anything about the upper levels when it comes to the players are way stronger than most of the monsters. So I'm having to throw monsters that are above level 20 at them to be able to give them a challenge, but that makes it a deadly encounter.
Right.
Where the single mistake could kill the entire party.
Yeah. One bad roll.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe after going through Modern Kindness, the past couple of books we've gone through, I didn't see anything that jumped out at me like, okay, those would be really good in let's say around level 13, right?
Right.
Level 12, 13. If anything jumped out, man, I saw some really cool stuff for late level though.
Oh yeah, there's some great stuff for level 20,
and there seemed to be some really good stuff for low level too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird.
Anyway, that was a derail. I'm sorry, you were taking us through the sheet here.
Well, I know it's fun. What we're going to talk about is D&D 1 because I've got some interesting things like like we were saying, getting the feat.
Yeah.
When you choose your background. I think you should get an option of feats. You maybe put 2 there.
Yeah.
In the
instead of just, you can take any.
Yeah.
Give feats that are thematic for the background.
Yeah. Well, don't they? Hold on. Yeah. So how is it lined out now? Because they say you get all that set up. Yeah. No. See, under this, if you are a guard, your feet would be alert.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they do assign
Yeah.
the feet.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a feet. I'm
Yeah,
saying
that's right.
give 2 options underneath there.
Yeah, I think that'd be a better way to do it. But
The language. Yeah.
I like the idea of the language because it pushes a single DM world, like a single world of D&D, which would be like the material plane, right?
Right.
But I think as a DM, I would switch those out for the sake of my world.
I think.
Hey, maybe the farmer speaks common
Yeah.
and can take one language of their choice based on their race if they just want it.
Right.
The guard is probably not just going to speak Dwarvish.
Right.
Where are they guarding? What
Yeah.
city are you from as a guard? That determines your language as far as I'm concerned. But
the gladiator would definitely speak orc, right?
yeah, no, for sure. That's only right.
I think some of those work out, and I think some of these are like a farmer. You get the language halfling. Yeah, if you're in a generic world, a farmer knowing halfling, they're going. Yeah, you deal with farms and crops and stuff. You're probably dealing with halfling.
Why does the guide speak giant?
I don't know.
It just feels like they went, we want to put giant as one of the languages on these.
Let's see, they've got, like under guard, so the guard, right? You get the feet alert. Under guide, you speak giant. Your feet is magic initiate primal. See, feet are kind of unbalanced.
Why does the guide take magic initiate primal? He's raised by a hill giant. And that's the thing. Like, if that's the background you want to have, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm just misunderstanding how they're doing the backgrounds here. But it feels weird to go, yeah, well, if you're a guide, you definitely took primal magic. That's a thing you have.
Yeah.
And it's, well, just because I'm a guide doesn't mean I have maybe I'm a ranger guide.
Yeah. And there is parallel problem. And
maybe I'm a monk guide.
If you can choose, maybe a bard.
Yeah,
right?
maybe.
But if I don't know. Yeah, open it up to where you can take any feat. Yeah, I guess that would be too powerful.
That'd be really strong. Because you can have any build you want by level 4, like we were talking about.
Yeah.
But I do think that some of them are a little too nebulous.
Yeah.
I think that if you sat down with me and you said, hey, Trey, I want to play in your world and I want to be a guide. My character, he's just a tour guide. He takes people around cities. He takes people around the countryside. I want to play a ranger or a bard that's a tour guide. All right. I'm probably going to give you a feat based around survival then.
Yeah.
Because you survive out in the wild. I'm not necessarily going to give you magic initiate primal. You can take some primal cantrips and a primal first level spell.
Yeah, it does seem a little bit narrowing that way.
Yeah.
And unless you're playing, like I said, almost generically, in a sense, for the one like the farmer and a halfling,
yeah,
it can kind of be awkward.
It can,
depending on the word. Well, it's like, yeah, that's not going to work.
I could even see alert being good for the guide.
Yeah,
because hey, the people that are in my little party that I'm guiding around, like, hey, if I'm trying to take them to the city, they need to survive to get there. You know?
Yeah.
That's my whole job.
Well, it's like
keep in mind,
if we go through the back, and
I don't just mean a tour guide. I also mean if you're trying to guide someone to a settlement or something like that.
Well, if you take alert, right?
Yeah,
alert, just to feed alert as a background feed, you can put it on anything. A sailor could use that. If you're a bouncer in a club,
right?
You need to be, alert would be good.
Yeah.
So it's got, I don't know, assigning straight feats like that is interesting. I like getting the feat from the background.
Right.
I just think there maybe should be some options.
I think maybe what would fix this is the way that spells have been categorized. If feats were also categorized, hey, this is a physical feat, this is a mental feat, this is a magic feat, arcane feats, primal feats, divine feats. These feat been around a little while, anything like that.
Yeah.
That would make it where you go, hey, for farmer, you need a physical feat.
Right.
For a guard, you need a physical feat or a mental feat.
Right.
Yeah. Something like that, I think, would be really, really good way to balance that.
Right, different options. Because I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think that's a shortcoming, right?
Yeah.
We need to put that up. Let's look at something else here. I like
There's a lot of stuff in this.
I like the ability scores coming from backgrounds too.
I do too. I think that makes sense. I think that your background should determine what you're good at.
Yes, your acolyte getting +2 wisdom, +1 intelligence. That makes sense.
Perfect sense.
And the skill should come from that too.
I agree. What's the feat on acolyte? Just out of curiosity.
The feat is magic initiate divine.
Sure, makes sense.
Yeah, it'll work there. You get your tools to collect. I like you because if you use these backgrounds, everybody's got a tool.
Yeah.
You've come up, you've done something.
That makes way more sense to me than, hey, every character gets an instrument. Well, what if my character literally can't? I used to play an orc, half orc.
Yeah.
That could not play the horn to save his life. Never used it except for one situation that maybe seemed important to use it.
Yeah.
Why did he have that horn? That he is not the kind of person that would ever just pick up a horn and carry it with him.
It was just a phase.
And that's the thing, is like, it feels like when it comes to making characters right now, 5e, you get a bunch of random stuff that doesn't really make sense for your background. Some of the stuff you get, sure, yeah, a dungeoneering kit.
Yeah.
If I've been an outcast, or what's it called, Outlander.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because I've probably had to go down into dungeons before.
Yeah.
Explorer's kit or survival kit, those all make sense. Why do I have dice? Does my character have to play dice?
Right.
If I get a choice between dice or a deck of cards, what if my character is a paladin who does not do any of that and is extremely devout? Why does he still have to take a choice of those?
Yeah, there's no reason for having that.
Mm-hmm.
And those get left behind in some of the background.
Yeah.
And it's backgrounds are neat, 'cause I've seen backgrounds define characters all the way through.
Right.
And then also the background kind of be like, okay, that's where they start. Almost like
That's who they are now.
Now,
Yeah. 100%.
going through.
100%.
But I like getting your tools and your skills and stuff in your background. You have a reason to have that.
Makes sense to me.
This is what you were doing. I also learned some stuff. Entertainer. So you get +2 charisma, +1 dexterity. Makes sense.
Yeah.
They're going to give you skill proficiency for acrobatic and performance.
Okay.
Your tool proficiency, musical instrument.
Sure.
So you're an entertainer.
That makes sense.
Language, Elvish. Feat, musician.
Okay. The feat, I can jive with that.
Yeah.
Why Elvish for an entertainer? Do they just automatically assume you're going to be an elf acrobat?
I don't know. I think.
Why wouldn't it be like? And I know they're not going to give you common because you're already going to have common, but wouldn't it be like, I don't know, just something? If you're working for like a carnival or something,
Yeah.
isn't it going to be like halfling or gnome
Well, that would be like,
or orc
I don't know. See, like maybe.
or tiefling?
I think maybe.
Languages make no sense in D&D.
No. I appreciate what they're doing with the background.
Yeah,
like
I do
I'm
too.
setting it up. You're not going to be able to tie it down that much.
Yeah.
It probably with the skills that makes sense.
Yeah.
Having this tool proficiency that pretty much makes sense, and the attributes, your stat bonuses on that.
Why don't we do the same thing to languages that we're doing to spells and
Yeah.
put them in pools?
Yeah. Or
Hey, these are the common races languages.
Yeah.
So you get one of these, or two of these, or three of these.
Yeah.
These are the wild races languages. That'd be stuff like lizard and folk.
Yeah.
Like they're still civilized, sorta.
Yeah.
They still trade with people, but they're not just gonna show up at a carnival, probably. Right?
Right.
And then, hey, here are the outlying planes languages: abyssal, celestial, infernal.
Well, they are divided up a little bit. I just think it's kind of weird because you've got rare languages and languages that people shouldn't know through that.
Like Minotaur.
Right. There's no Minotaurs on your planet. I still know it.
I speak Minotaur to myself.
Yeah. I think the backgrounds. I don't know. It almost feels like under languages.
They're so close to being a win to me. The backgrounds.
Yeah, the I'm kind of hooked up on the language. Probably I shouldn't be, but they are because that's an easy change. It's like no, you don't. You're around this area, so you know this.
Yeah.
Just
feels weird not to give the option.
Yeah, do that. I said the feet. I think
I can let the feet go.
Yeah.
Because I see what they're doing. I still think as a DM I would probably switch around some of those feats.
Yeah. or at least give another option.
Yeah.
On it. We'll do that. All right. Well, okay. Okay. Nobody's down with apparently nobody's down with the whole DM's not critting thing. That's
Right.
silly.
Yeah, that's dumb. Let's be straight on that. That's dumb. And I get what they're going for, the idea of like, well, we can make monsters stronger if they don't have to worry about variables with crits. Well, okay, but then why is the DM rolling at all? Oh, well, it's just a hit or to miss? I can flip a coin for that.
Yeah.
If I can't crit, and I can't crit fail, which I still can crit fail, we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Then why roll at all, you know? And I know D&D is supposed to be a story, right, that the whole table puts together.
Yeah, but there has to be some danger.
There has to be. And if there's not, then it's just the DM putting together a story and presenting it to the players.
Yeah.
You know?
And okay. And that's the weird thing about DMing, right? Because if we're like, we do campaigns, multiple sessions.
Yeah.
But if the dice tells a story,
then they should be able to crit
tell
too.
it too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because the dice sometimes do tell a story.
Yeah.
That's just the way D&D works.
Yeah. If your whole problem is your characters could die, I'm going to be as kind as I can to you right now. If you want D&D to be a game where your characters can't die, and that's what your table decides to do, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's 100% fine. I don't necessarily think this is the right setting if you don't want your characters to die. There are a bunch of other tabletop settings, but I'm not going to sit here and say you don't belong here, because I've seen that take before. It's not what I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is character death is okay.
Yeah.
And I think makes the story even better. And the tables that I play at and the tables that I DM seem to agree.
Yeah. But even then, it's like, we don't run. I don't think any
grindhouses.
Yeah, we don't meat grinders. Yeah.
Yeah, meat grinders. That's it.
I don't think
grindhouse is a very different thing.
Yeah. I don't think anybody would enjoy that.
Nightbot does say it's ad time, but we'll see.
We'll find out. It should be around here. If it's not, at least it hasn't been before. He said that.
That's true.
The past few times, so that's good.
I think he's finally starting to get close. But no, I agree, and I don't think meat grind campaign would be fun. I don't think that would be fun. I've been in those.
Yeah.
But I think there needs to be the threat of death, because that's what makes your character shine.
Yes. Yeah. I think death is rare at our table, but it has happened.
Yeah.
I'll do that. And then there's a couple times that, y'all had a cleric.
Right.
Or
and so it's been okay.
Yeah, they've been bring back.
Mm-hmm. If it was a one-off.
Yeah.
We could do a meat grind one-off sometime.
Yeah. The
Tomb of Annihilation, Tomb of Horrors, what's it called? Greyhawk.
well, there's lots
Dark
of them.
Sun.
I mean, to make a meat grinder, so, and so if you're giving out your average, average DC is 10.
Yeah.
10 or 12, you're going to pump it up to 14, 15.
Yeah.
So there'll be more fails. Damage will be a little bit more.
Right.
It's harder. I mean, it's getting deadly. That's another. Okay, D&D probably has a really good idea. They have an idea, right, of, hey, this is going to be easy. Then they go through difficult to deadly, right? They got a chart for it. They just don't know how to fill it. I don't.
Right, I agree.
Because some of those that are dangerous are actually kind of deadly, and then there's been a couple that are deadly that, no, that wasn't at all.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know, just to clarify with what Faith's saying here, where do them with like a free-for-all or a one-shot where you aren't attached with hours of thought and background. I think it makes it better when you are attached. I've had a character die holding the line so that the rest of the party could get away.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that. You know what I mean? I've had a character that died because he overcommitted to the fight that the party couldn't win.
Oh, the meat grinder.
And, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it matters more when your character dies, when you do care.
Oh,
and to me, it enhances it, because I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I'm also well documented as saying that I think character death is a cool thing to have in your story.
Yeah.
So, to me, it's just, hey, I get to move forward with another character, and I get to have this memory. There is Easy Allies did a D&D stream a long time ago, and most of the people that were in it have left the company since then. But in one of those situations, one of the players decided he was going to launch himself in a catapult to try and, because he was a monk, he was going to try and use slow fall and he was going to try and drop kick the bad guy. So he launched himself out of catapult, and he missed terribly. And even with snowfall, not snowfall, that's a different thing. He hit a wall, and his character took over 300 damage of fall damage.
Yeah.
And died instantly.
Yeah.
And it was immediately just everybody around the table stunned. And then they all just start laughing. Because like, yeah, this character just died. He has to roll a new character now. He doesn't have this character anymore. But his character was trying to do something that made sense for his character to do.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, we all know the story of Critical Role with jumping off a cliff, turning into a fish.
Yeah.
Character death means something, you know?
Yeah.
And it made that whole party go, oh, yeah.
Yeah. That character's gone now.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox about character death. It's just,
okay.
That's why DMs should be able to crit. That's.
Yeah. No, danger's got to be part of the game. And you crank the danger up or down, depending on the table you're playing with, and or maybe the need for pressure on a situation.
Yeah.
You know? And it's not like it's not. You can shift gears, and you can have 3 different encounters.
Right.
And might go easy in the first 2. Those might be easy, and then really crank up the third one because it's as a boss.
Also, like if your DM's critting every session and killing people, something's wrong. That's not how the math works. Something's wrong. If you're sitting there at home and you're going, yeah, well, I get crit all the time by my DM. What are you fighting that you're getting crit all the time? Because it's technically possible, but I'm really suspect of that.
Yeah.
If beating the monster is that safe, where's the fun? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Where's the challenge with that?
All right.
And don't get me wrong, as a DM, there are times where you're going to make encounters that are just, hey, look, my player's had a bad week. They need to stomp some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But that stuff can still crit.
Yeah. Yes.
Please continue. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to ask you about, because we played and we actually used these rules for unarmed strike.
Yeah.
There's something that's different in here.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a little off where we're going, but we're kind of covering some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Of the unarmed strike. And you and another player used it pretty effectively to take this thing down.
Yeah, I like these new rules a lot for this.
Can we get the regular?
Yes, I will pull those up.
Rules.
I will pull those up. Unarmed strike.
So.
Is it not going to give me like a...
No, it's not going to make it easy.
Okay. What if I just put unarmed... Oh, there it is. Oh, that brought up Eldritch Claw Tattoo. Okay, let's go to the basic rules.
What are you doing?
I don't understand why it's doing that. All right. If I go to a monk, I should be able to get to unarmed strike pretty quick. It should link over.
Yeah, this could be specialized, right? Theirs goes up a little bit higher, but unarmed strike before was just basically a punch, kick, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you did
your strength mod. Yeah, 1 plus your strength mod.
1 plus your strength mod. Okay. That's the damage now. Is that what it's always been?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a flat number. Okay.
Well, it was if you were a monk, you could roll a d4 instead.
Right.
And it goes up, obviously, as you get higher monk levels.
Yeah.
And you can use dex instead. But it was always your strength mod instead.
But the grapple and shove, especially the shove seems...
Yeah, that's a fighter battle master ability
yeah.
that is now just built into unarmed strike.
Yeah, so the grapple was there, and you could grapple. See, we use some house rules. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to remember what was in. So the grapple was there.
Yeah.
When we did that, but the shove, where you can push the target 5 feet away or knock the target prone.
Yeah, that's great. That's just a thing. Just having that as an option at all times opens up so much more that you didn't have access to before.
So many things you just knock down or push away.
Mm-hmm.
And you get some difference. I remember the Battle Master. You have trip that was very useful.
Yeah.
Going for the legs, taking them out.
I've got it here just to clarify. Unarmed
Okay.
strike. Instead of using a weapon to make a melee attack, use an unarmed strike, a punch, kick, headbutt, or similar forceful blow, none of which count as weapons. On a hit, an unarmed strike deals bludgeoning damage equal to 1 plus your strength modifier. You are proficient with your unarmed strikes.
If you're okay.
This is not a monk.
Okay.
This is just a fighter.
Okay. Look at that. So the damage is the same.
Yeah.
Bludgeoning damage equals 1 plus your strength modifier.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But the grapple and shove. This is the whole prone.
Yep.
Anybody can take
That's
this now.
Real good.
It is.
Hey,
Yeah.
instead of doing damage this turn, I'm going to knock him prone.
Yeah.
So everybody else can do damage this turn.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you're like, okay, I'm not the damage dealer. I cast spells.
Yeah.
But on the,
I'm a cleric. I don't hit very hard with my mace.
yeah,
But what I can do,
it's triple.
yep. And that's really what it is. It makes me hope that when we get into the classes, when we get more stuff on the fighters and the way fighter subclasses are changing, that they make Battle Master's shove better. Because pushing attack and trip attack now need to be better than this to make up for it.
Yeah.
Why would I take those as superiority dice maneuvers when I
Right.
have those for free?
Right. Right.
I guess I do more damage that way with them, but like,
Yeah, you do get your weapons attack.
Yeah.
For that. So, yes, you use your weapon attack. You don't get
I want to be able to
nothing.
trip bigger monsters with trip attack.
Yeah.
Let me trip giant creatures with it. And then the grapple change is really good too. I think the like, hey, now you use an arm strike and then you can go straight into a grapple instead of I'm gonna use my action to attempt to grapple. Now we have a strength contest. And,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I think it's smooth that process out a little bit.
Yeah.
Do that.
I'm gonna punch and try to grab him.
So, D&D 1. This is kind of offshoot thing. This makes me feel like some alignment would actually be useful in this more than it would
Yeah.
the regular 5e.
Yeah, because alignment's worthless in 5e.
And it's because of the way it's the way, like, the spells are the big part of it for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know it'd be a little bit limiting, but like we were talking the other day about the ranger, you have Hunter's Mark. Which
Yeah.
it's the second part there. The
Right.
expert class.
Probably gonna get into that next week.
Right. But the ranger have a Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
And automatically being taking hex.
Right.
And, you could be anybody and take hex. I don't know. I feel like, well,
It should probably be an evil.
yeah, at least neutral. I don't know. I don't have a good answer because the classic kind of works.
Yeah.
The classic alignment setup of saying lawful good, lawful neutral, lawful evil.
Yeah.
And things like that. They kind of works. But I think it needs something else.
I agree.
I don't know what though.
I don't know how you fix alignment at this point. I don't know how you alignment has been a joke for so long now.
Yeah.
And you always see the YouTube videos of like, what alignment is this character? But you can watch 2 videos about that same character and get a completely different alignment and walk away going, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because alignment as a system is too flexible. You can go, well, I'm going to be a samurai, so I'm going to follow the Bushido, and I'm going to follow that code, and I'm going to do that, and that means that I'm doing good things
Yeah.
or neutral things. I'm not evil, but I'm lawful
to the code.
to my code, so I must be lawful neutral because it's just about that code.
Yeah.
It's, well, but you're doing good things. But
We-
you're not lawful good because you're not lawful to the law, but to your code.
Right.
And if your code separates from the law, then you could also be chaotic neutral
Yeah.
because you're going to follow your code instead
Yeah,
of the law. And it just,
it is. It's limited. The thing.
I think we need much harsher,
because good is dumb.
divisions between them in my mind to make it work. And then there needs to be a penalty for breaking it.
Yeah. And that's kind of that's also another thing. If somebody's playing their character on and they have, let's say, they're lawful good,
Yeah.
and playing on, and then something happens in the campaign that really messes with that character, and they do something out of character. Yeah,
There needs to be a shift of some kind.
yeah. No.
And right now, you have to do all that work yourself as a DM. to go,
Yeah.
all right, well, Mr. Paladin, you're now this Oath Paladin instead. Or your spell list, I'm going to change it to where you have these spells instead of those.
Yeah.
Because you're no longer lawful good. Now you're chaotic good. Or now you're lawful neutral.
Yeah. I don't know. There's always trying to balance everything out. And I looking at this, they're going to have to, I think they're going to have to slow this down because when we go over just a little bit of stuff in the classes maybe next week, we might talk about it a little bit more. We're kind of worried about power creep, the character getting strong, and then you just have to make the monster stronger, and it's just kind of
right.
It's hard to get a balance that way. But there's always something like, I don't think how to put it. There's certain freedom in the openness, being able to change anything, and then there's some fun about having, you need a stick in this, got a line to stick in.
Yeah. I think alignment, when it was good, way back in the day, built up your character, and it allowed you to roleplay even more. But alignment now is a lot more flexible, and that allows you to do more things with your character that you wouldn't have done before. And to me, that's a negative. And I know that sounds like it's a positive, but it means there's no conflict when you try to do those things.
Right.
There's no reason not to do those things. Your lawful good paladin can kill somebody in the street and then say, well, I detected a whiff of evil from them, so I'm allowed to do that. And there will be no ramifications from their gods.
Yeah.
They can just keep on going, you know? And I see where people go, well, it's more fun that I have that option. But to me, I think it was more fun when I had to work around my limits.
Yeah.
You know, hey, we need the paladin in 3-5. We're going to wait to do this. The party's rogue is going to wait to do this thing until the party's paladin and cleric have gone outside to go check the horses.
Right.
And then they're going to do this because the two players know the party needs to do this. And they're not going to meta and just have their paladins turn away.
Right.
So instead, they're going to wait until they're not around to do it. And it gives a whole different feel to it than just, well, convince the paladin and the cleric that it's okay to do this. And then they'll just watch you do it.
Right on, Faith Ann. You be careful.
Have fun.
Oh, awesome.
We don't have too much more for today anyway.
No, just kind of going over this. It's just these two packets of paper, glancing over them, looking through them, it does make D&D feel different.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that.
I kind of want to pick and choose from both 1D&D and 5e and make like my own 5.5.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I like the background stuff. I think for the most part it's very good. There's just a couple small qualms that I have with it.
Right.
And those are things that as a DM I probably would already be changing if they were coming to 5e anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I feel like DMs that run by the book are going to have some trouble with this. They're going to go, well, what do I do here? My recommendation is don't ever run by the book, man.
Yeah.
Make it your own. It's your table.
Yeah.
Chris Perkins is not going to come knock down your door.
No. Okay, we're good. The
if only. Oh,
we're good. He's not here. I don't know. These pretty big changes. We have a little bit of inside baseball. We looked over some of the stuff, some of the expert classes that we'll talk about them. And the Ranger does seem really cool.
yeah.
They seem to upgrade that and everything.
Yeah.
This, I guess I understand what they're saying. Well, this is not 6th edition.
Right.
But, I mean, this is replacing chapters.
Yeah.
Out of the player's handbook.
Yeah. And we should mention, that's out of the 2014 handbook.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's how long we've had 5e.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we only had 4th edition for like 6 years.
Yeah, well, that was 4th edition.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
So, 8 years strong.
I do have a question for you.
Oh, gosh.
Because we're going to look at expert classes next week. Now, you and I already know what's in here.
Yeah.
But we also know there's more classes coming.
Okay.
What are you hoping for class-wise out of 1D&D?
You know, win or draw, because I DM most of the time. I like I like when the players have options.
Yeah.
By the time you get to third level, where you have, okay, I can do this, maybe even this.
Yeah.
That I have option to do it to where it's not just one thing.
Yeah.
Now sometimes, look, there's some times where you grab a bow, you get to a corner, and you fire that thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to take away from that. It's just it'd be nice that they have something else they can do or something to enhance.
Yeah.
Enhance that. I think class wise, I'd like that. And then we really look. I think that the 20th level rewards need to be looked at again.
I agree.
Too.
I agree. Some of them are terrible.
They are. They need to be looked at. They need to be. That needs to be. I would have to really think about what to do.
Yeah.
Like some of that needs to be somehow special or really cool.
I agree.
To commemorate 20th level.
I agree. Personally, I'd love for a better ranged subclass for fighter and rogue.
Yeah.
I think as it is right now, rogues are mostly incentivized to get into melee.
Yeah.
And I would love to see something that really balances around, hey, when you take this, you get the effect of sharpshooter basically for free. Or, hey, when you take this, you get a trained eye that gives you extra higher, maybe like an extra higher chance to hit, but your AC goes down on the next turn.
Maybe.
To make up for it, which is like a risk reward, even though you're at range, and you may say, well, there's no risk there. There absolutely is if the enemy has ranged, you know? And then for fighter, just again, Arcane Archer is not a good subclass, really.
No, they should be a ranger.
Right. I want a good range subclass for fighter. I'd love to see
throwing class.
Yeah.
Throwing knives and stuff. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I'd love to see something for monk that focuses a bit more on the fist as we get higher level.
Okay.
Because almost every monk subclass, like Way of the Open Palm is the big one that you use, right? Mm-hmm. But almost all the others are, hey, you're going to be doing things other than punching when you get to higher levels. You're going to be using monk weapons. You're going to be using your key points to do other stuff. Yeah. I really want one that just focuses down, hey, no, I like to punch things. I'm a muscle wizard. I punch things. I don't want a psychic wizard.
Yeah, Sonics. I think Sonics is definitely going to be coming to the game too.
Yeah.
I'd be really confused because Dragonlance will be launching soon. I'd be confused if it launched with that.
Right, that'd be weird.
But as a supplement to Spelljammer, I don't think they're going to go the Dark Sun route.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sonic, and especially there's so many hints of it in Mordenkainen's.
Yep.
And some of the Spelljammer stuff.
Psychic Wizard needs to happen.
Yeah. Psionics.
And that's not included in the spell types either, the Sonic stuff. So like, is that going to be a separate thing that's not spells? And instead of wizard,
spells.
We get a psyker class.
Yeah, we're supposed to get Sonic. That's what the the second edition had that. You had the Psionics.
Yeah. Bring that back then. Like, there's no reason not to have psychic stuff at this point when so many enemies have it. You had asked me this a year ago, and I said, nah, there's no point.
Yeah.
There's barely any psychic stuff in D&D.
Yeah,
but there's so many enemies now that have psychic damage.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And then lastly,
that can't just be because of the barbarian.
Right. You know? Lastly, I know I'm just going on about classes here. I really want something that specializes in force damage. I don't care what it is. I don't care what main class it goes to. I want something that specializes in force damage.
Interesting.
Because we don't really have that either. It's bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, or magic.
Yeah.
We don't have force. We don't have psychic. We have a little bit of it here and there. Psy-fighter, Psy-warrior. Right. Give me something that really excels with force damage. And then my last big 1D&D fix that's not even class related is give me better poison.
Yeah, I want... That's something I've been thinking about a lot. Of course, we joke about it quite a bit.
Yeah.
I've really been immune to poison. I would like poison to divide up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like in the DM's guide, you've got an option for strengths of poison. Different kind of poisons to do things.
That's the only place in all of 5e that's at, too.
Yeah. I like to divide that up a little bit more.
I agree.
You know, maybe there's poison, toxin, venom.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 different things. I don't know. Or maybe immune to poison a certain poison up to a level. You know, they take too much of this one thing.
Well, and that gives you so many more options too then, because you can go, hey, now the assassin rogue has a brand new set of like class abilities it can have.
Yeah. It can go through
poisons.
Right. And it would do different things because you can play that and you'd be in the right campaign, you'd be pretty effective. But really, once you get past maybe what 8th level, really, I guess.
Yeah.
You're
Poison's not going to matter.
Yeah.
But if you had higher tiers of it, well, they're immune to poison, but they're not immune to mine. Or give that rogue subclass a special ability when it hits like 12th, 13th level of it overcomes immunity to poison. So
Yeah.
things that were immune to poison now aren't immune to its poison.
Even if it's just one step.
Yeah.
It's no longer immune, it's resistant.
Yeah.
If it was resistant, it's not.
Right, 100%. If it was weak, it's double weak.
Yeah.
If it was not weak, if it was normal, it's now weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a great way to balance that.
I think so. I like that idea.
I could just keep going here with things that I have a problem with 5e. And I want to clarify, I love 5e. I really, truly do. There is a reason I don't DM 3.5.
Yeah.
And 3.5 was my heart, my joy. That was who I was for a long time. There's a reason none of us DM 4th. But like 3.5 was my baby.
Yeah.
And I do think 5th edition's better, much as it hurts me to say that. But there's just some glaring holes that have been there since 2014.
Well, it's a real strange thing. It's a great system.
Yeah.
And you run into the holes when you start looking at it deeply, right?
Yeah.
When you take that extra step, going a little bit further into it.
Fire damage falls off completely after level 14.
Yeah.
So many enemies become immune to fire. And you go, well, that's just because you're fighting demons. No, it's not. Trust me. Do you know how many hill giants are immune to fire? Like the higher level hill giants? Why are they immune to fire?
Because no longer scares them.
I
No
guess
longer
so.
afraid of fire.
I guess so. Just, man. Or you get to the point where fire heals your enemies.
Yeah.
It's like, oh boy. All right. Is this just to balance fireball? Because I feel like there's other ways to balance fireball.
Yeah. But hey, Fireball's very effective
It is.
for quite a few levels, man.
It is. That's why so many enemies in Mordekainen's got access to it.
Yeah.
As the DM, I've been watching you cast fireball on my creatures for hundreds of sessions.
Yes.
He casts fireball. I need XP to level 3 to do a video on that.
Yeah.
Of the
No.
monster cast fireball.
Now it's my turn.
We should probably call it soon. I'm just going to keep going if we don't.
Right on. What do we got? Okay, in the expert classes, we've got
Yeah.
Rogue, Bard, Ranger.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay.
And
So
they're
that-
promising 46 more subclasses. 48, sorry. It's
Yeah.
right in front of me. 48 subclasses total
Oh,
being
man.
changed or new subclasses. And then revised versions of all of the base classes, as well as like new weapon options for certain classes.
Yeah. Ooh, I think kind of feel like you're on the edge of the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
There's like all you can do is add more options.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of excited about it. I want to play around with it, and we'll take a deeper look next week. Expert classes
Mm-hmm.
may make something up.
Yeah.
Make a character up.
That'd be fun.
We'll see how it does. Maybe make one with the old rules, one with the new rules. See how
Yeah.
far they're off.
I think it'd be fun.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. Take a look at it.
I cannot promise you that we're going to do all 3 classes next week because I kind of want to do a deep dive on each one, but we may get all 3 of them between 2 episodes or
Oh, fair enough.
something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I see what you're saying.
But no, I'm stoked about this. Like I said, the vast majority of it I'm positive on. It's just I already see the holes in One D&D
Yeah.
that are not the same holes that I have in 5e, but when I can see them from the get-go, it makes me
Yeah.
go,
And this is all the Sunrise are not official.
yeah, any of it could change.
Yeah, and it could change. It's gonna be voted on.
Wizards, when
Absolutely.
you're watching this later to write down some things, keep in mind what I said about pooling the languages together, or about fixing comprehend languages where it works better. I'm just saying.
Shots, it's along those lines.
You don't even have to credit me. I'll
just
know
saying.
it was our idea.
That's all that matters.
Oh
Man.
anyway, tomorrow we'll be back with building the Gundam Unicorn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And tomorrow's gonna be Gundam Day. I got a video plan to record. Gonna watch some G-Witch and then build some Unicorn.
Nice.
I don't know why I'm being secretive. I can say this. I guess will date when that video is gonna come out. But you remember the Gundam OP tier list that I did
Yeah.
for the openings? I'm gonna do one on the ending themes.
Okay.
We'll record that tomorrow. if at all possible. So it's gonna be Gundam Day tomorrow.
Sounds like
And then Monday, of course, we'll be back with MO Mondays with Lotro,
Yes.
with Boggy and Bees and
Right.
Lightning.
Lightning.
there's still a secret message that I've put in Nightbot with just the right exclamation mark word from last Monday's stream. And if you haven't seen it yet, you'll have to go back and watch it, try and find that secret message so you can get the special message on Twitch. Tuesday, we'll be back with a regular podcast, of course. Wednesday, Rundgren will have another assignment,
Yes.
and we'll see
We'll
how
do
that
that.
goes.
Yeah.
And then next Thursday, we'll be back with the classes for One D&D, the expert classes. So
Yeah, we'll dig into those and our thoughts on those.
hang out with us. Have a good time with us. We appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
And until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rundgren.
We've been the Full Spectrum D&D podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. The D&D